I went to visit Poland High School. His advisor, Linda Chasen, had told me the story of what Joe had done, some of his work using his MLTI device, and the story was compelling to me. We've invited Joe, and Joe is going to talk to us about how he leveraged the MLTI device to tell his story, to publish the story of his life, and we're going to hear a little bit about what Joe learned along the way as well. So Joe, if you could come on up and join us. Give a hand, please, for Joe.
I'm like nervous for him.
So we're going to do a quick switch. How many of you use Pages as a word processing application? Joe's done his work in Pages. And we need the other dongle. We got an older dongle here.
Can you keep your hand? Thank you.
Ladies in the room. We've got an HDMI. We're going
I even got it zoomed in. I mean, it's like really bright up there.
Got HDMI coming in. So let's pop it. So, Joe, let's begin. I met you a couple of weeks ago. School has not always been easy for you, has it?
I wouldn't say, no, probably not either.
There were times, in fact, to be completely candid, and you are 18.
Can you keep your hand down, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe, there were people, and you yourself perhaps thought that you might not make it to graduation. Is that right?
Not necessarily, no.
They thought it was a tough go. Attendance, issues about going to school?
Yeah.
Your school offers another pathway for you to finish school, right? What's the name of it?
It's called D-Path.
Okay. And in it, Doug, I'm looking at an HDMI out here. I've got an HDMI cable. I don't know if there's a VGA. Is the only piece. So I'm gonna. So you D-Path. How's D-Path different than a regular day? Totally different set of classes, different kinds of work.
Well, the work is the same, but the way it's set up is a little different. It's a community-based program. And basically, there's a select group of students in there, and we all kind of work as a community to get what you need to get done without being pressured to have like a deadline or. Well, there's deadlines, but it's not normally as soon or.
Okay. And you mentioned to me that you did all your science in one chunk. You did all your humanities in one chunk. Is that true?
Yeah, freshman year I did 4 years of science, along with some other things that I needed to get taken care of.
Okay. And it worked for you?
I think it worked pretty good.
So the community piece is what was so important?
Yeah, the one-on-one time works out better than the classrooms.
Okay. I've got an iPad here, and Joe, you used the ability of Pages, and I'm going to pop a flash drive in here to make a document where you told the story of your life. You made Pages. Could you describe what you did? You created it was a documentary of sorts of your life.
Yeah, it's basically, I wouldn't want to say autobiography, but along the lines of an autobiography using EPUB format through Pages.
Okay, so I'm popping up a Pages document here that's going to come up if we can switch to the presentation screen. And this is going to look familiar to people who have used Pages. In Pages, what kind of media, Joe knows this and you know it too, what kind of media can you put into Pages? You can put text. What else, Joe?
You can put pictures, video, obviously text.
So if you just scroll us through there, Joe, and tell us what you've got. You got a table of contents set up?
Yeah, it's right here. It's basically just like an outline of the whole.
And Joe, as I read through this, you didn't cut any corners. This is a candidly honest story of your life. It tells about the good times and it tells about some of the challenges that you've gone through.
Right.
But it ends looking towards your future. As I understand, you're thinking about Navy, perhaps, doing some ROTC work in a community college?
Yeah, I'm looking to enroll at CMCC, probably second semester next school year. Get some intro classes done, and then I was trying to get in here for the ROTC program. Hopefully that works out.
So you're trying to get in here. I don't know if there's anybody in the hall. You see, it's all about taking advantage of opportunity. Well, Joe, you produced this and you then turned this into an EPUB. Does the term EPUB mean anything to anybody in the room? EPUB, who's got an iPod Touch or an iPhone or a Kindle also, an e-reader? EPUB is a format of documents that can be put onto an e-reader. So Joe, you published this, and I know this isn't your machine, but could you just show them from there how you would make that into an EPUB?
Basically, you just do a simple export under EPUB format, which is over here on the right.
And he did that very quickly. He did export, EPUB, he didn't change anything else. He hit send, it's saying, where do you want to put it? Joe says, put it on the desktop. And Joe, I know you'd move it somewhere else later because we don't clutter our desktops, do we?
Nope.
Class, Doug, where's Doug? Yeah. So it's an EPUB. Could you let's just hide that. And there on the desktop, now is the EPUB. So the EPUB has been made. Well, I've got it on my iPad here, so I think there's a handheld camera that can come this way. And I'm in iBooks on my iPad. And Joe, you moved it also onto your own touch, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And you gave it to your friends.
Yeah, I showed a bunch of my friends.
So what we're looking at, I'll go to the table of contents, and here is Joe's book. And if I touch pages, it moves through. I can change the font size because it's an EPUB. I can do a host of things, but I'm going to scoot forward till I come, because these are images that have been put into it. But most impressively, I think, is...
It's a little ways in there.
There I go, I can slide along. Oh, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't I just see it?
I think so.
Here it is. So everybody recognizes that symbol. When you see that symbol with the triangle in it, what is it? So it's video that Joe, you've embedded in the pages, send it here. And how do you make it play? You don't need anybody to teach you how to make that play, do you? You touch it. So people probably can't hear that, but Joe, that's you playing the national anthem. Joe, you use this EPUB and your MLTI MacBook to accomplish something. You are graduating, by the way, right?
Yeah.
He's graduating. To not just march, but maybe be a part of the ceremony. What did you want to do?
I thought it'd be cool to play the national anthem on my guitar, like in the video, to open up graduation before.
But you had to convince some people, because traditionally, people don't play the national anthem on a guitar at graduation. It tends to be an organ or a piano. So how'd you convince them?
Well, there's a graduation committee at my school, so I had to write them a letter. And once they reviewed my letter and thought that it'd be a good idea, which was pretty cool, I had to go in with my guitar and audition, which went pretty good too.
And what did they say?
Well, they kicked me out after I played, and then they brought me back in about 5 minutes later, and they said that I had to go for playing, so I'll be practicing next week during marching practice.
So Joe will be practicing. Joe will be performing at Poland High School's graduation. So what Joe has shown us is how easy it is to make EPUB. Now, Joe, there's a template that you use that's available online. There's a simple link to it?
Right, yeah, it's It's on the MLTI website.
It's off the MLTI website, but could I also, would it be okay with you if I link it right under your name on the Block 1 presentations?
Sure thing.
So if anybody would like to begin playing with pages and making EPUBs, they'd be able to do that. Well, Joe, thanks very much, but there's one last thing. There's a guitar over there. Before you leave the stage, maybe who'd like to hear Joe just play a little bit?
Everyone's like, I want to. I know, he is. He's so scared.
I know he's wired, but we have to make him wireless.
Nobody wants to get home. Wait a while.
Don't worry, Lien.
Wait, what'd you say?
As we cast about,
That's funny.
and in the early stages of